Four super exciting quarterfinal matchups just happened in this 2023 Concacaf Gold Cup, and the end result is exactly what I had predicted in my knockout stage predictions. So let's briefly talk about each game in order. First off, the first quarterfinal game, Panama versus Qatar, a 4-0 easy win for Panama. Coming into this match, Qatar, as I said, they got very lucky in their final group stage match to get a win off of Mexico despite being outshot 25-1, and they came into this Panama game just obviously the worst team. Panama was out for blood. Panama, I've said all tournament, is here to play, and Panama went and clinched a semi-final spot. Ishmael Diaz had a 9-minute hat trick in the second half for Panama as the 4-0 victory against Qatar in this quarterfinal sends Panama through to their first semi-final in the Gold Cup since 2015. The second quarterfinal matchup, Mexico versus Costa Rica. Mexico came out of this match with a 2-0 win over Costa Rica. Unsurprisingly, Mexico were the favorites going into this. However, they were not dominant in this match. I thought Costa Rica played pretty well. Costa Rica stuck around in there for pretty long. Mexico took until the 52nd minute for them to finally score a goal, and then late in the game they put it away with a penalty shot. But it was by no means an easy game for Mexico, as Costa Rica did put up a fight against them. Mexico in the end got the result, got the job done, but it maybe wasn't quite as easy as some would have expected it to be, especially considering the difference between Mexico's and Costa Rica's group stages. I think Costa Rica played better than they had in the group stage, and Mexico played a little below par. The third quarterfinal matchup, Jamaica versus Guatemala. Now this was a very exciting game. Jamaica gets the 1-0 win, another result where Jamaica coming into this game was the favorite to get the win, and they went and got it, but it was a very, very close game. Jamaica held on for the 1-0 win, but it was by no means an easy victory for them. The Guatemalan team came out to play. This entire Gold Cup came to play, and this whole Guatemalan team, I think, played at above their expected level for this whole Gold Cup. They had a fantastic run in this Gold Cup. They had a great chance to make the semifinal. They very nearly did it. They were so good against Jamaica, but Jamaica held on, got a really nice goal, gets the win, and goes through to the semis. And the last quarterfinal, what a match this was. The US versus Canada. Following how their group stages has gone, I think everyone expected the US to easily beat Canada in this match, and Canada, for the terrible group stage that they had a fantastic match in this game against the US. The US took a brilliant 88th minute goal to finally get up, only to give up a penalty to Canada, which Steven Vittoria put in the 92nd minute for Canada to tie the game and force extra time. And then in extra time, it was all the US except for one incredible run by Jacob Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg scoring an amazing goal for Canada. I was like losing my mind when that happened. I love Schaffelberg, and that was a huge first goal for Canada for him. But unfortunately, it didn't hold on very long. The US pretty quickly after that tied the game up, and I think like they dominated most of overtime. They were the better team for most of the game. The US was. They go to the penalties. Canada just does not have the penalty taking depth, especially in this tournament with the lineup they currently have. And the US, even in penalties, were the favorite, and they got the job done. However, it was by no means as easy as it should have been. And for Canada, like that performance against the US right there, that was a fantastic game for this Canada group. For Canada, had they played like that the entire group stage, they would have won the group easily and then gone the slightly easier quarterfinal matchup against Jamaica, and then possibly could have made the semifinals and not had a disappointing tournament. But like, you finally show up in the quarterfinal match against the US. Like, it was just too little too late for the Canadians to show up and actually challenge in this tournament. So overall, throughout the quarterfinals, we have Panama, Jamaica, Mexico, and the United States all moving on, giving us a Mexico versus Jamaica semifinal and a Panama versus the US semifinal. And I think these two semifinals are both going to be incredible games. I think both Jamaica and Panama have been playing a bit better than expected in this tournament, and both Mexico and the US have been playing a bit worse than expected in this tournament, especially coming into these games. Like against Costa Rica, Mexico looked very beatable. Against Canada, the US looked beatable. Panama looks incredible. They could easily go and upset the US. Jamaica also, they have a squad where like they get a moment of brilliance from Gray or Bailey or Antonio and hold on defensively, they could go through against Mexico. So it should be a very, very exciting semifinal. And still, with just 4 teams left, any of them could win this Gold Cup.